Happy Halloween, everybody. It's me, Edward Jones, back with a new video. So I put together this whole get up because it's Halloween, and that means the Purge is tonight. And by Purge, I mean I'm doing a review of the first three Purge films that I purchased not too long ago. And I was feeling pretty festive, and I figured I'd put together my gear. And I was actually at a Carolina Ale House, and they had the third movie playing, and that's what came up with the idea to do this video. So I figured I'd do a review. As you all know, the Purge series about there's a new American government, and they institute this program where once a year for 12 hours from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. All crime is legal. You use other weapons you want. I think outside of explosives, certain politicians aren't fair game, but everyone else is fair game. And people say the scheme is to get rid of the poor. I suppose but I think all crime is optional, so make of that what you will. And I figured it'd be a good discussion, it'd be a good short discussion to have. Considering it's like a as SACF events go, this will qualify as one, as a matter of societal breakdown. So I want to say that out of the three, oh yes, and I know there are four films. I didn't see the one that came out this year because, well, once I saw Van Jones in the trailer, I said no, I'm not watching this. And I've heard, and they got pretty bad reviews. But I gotta say that in the first three films, I like the second one, and the reason why I like the second one is because the main character, played by Frank Grillo, and he's also in the third film. He plays Sergeant Leo Barnes, and he plays a grieving father whose son was killed by a drunk driver, and he decides to go out and get revenge for his son's death. But on the way, he encounters two different groups of people, and each group actually have their own struggles, and that goes into the film. They go into that in their plots, and him intervening in their situations, basically want to be their protector. He was able to change them in a certain way. So I liked, and he himself changed throughout towards the end of the film, to which actually brings him to the third film, where he's now working for Secret Service, and he's working to protect the senator who is working on running for an election to end the Purge. And it goes into a whole she's the new founding fathers are out to kill her. So he and another group that he encounters, they wind up helping him and protecting her from assassination. So I got to say that for the first film, it's okay. It's kind of like like a safe house situation. But I really did like the second and third films because of the storylines, especially the second film. I thought the second film was really good. My thoughts on that kind of situation. I think you have more people get. I think you have more people getting high, and doing stuff like that. Yeah, you will have people who would try to be out for revenge, doing that kind of stuff. But I think ultimately, and there's parts in the first three films that shows that there's like an unwritten rule where you're not supposed to protect people. Well, I think you'd have more people doing that. I think you have more people out protecting others from harm. In the third film, there's actually a group that has a triage center, underground triage center, and there's a like an armored van that goes. It's an ambulance, and they go, and the gal that drives it, her name is Lainey. She drives around looking for people to help. She has a friend with her, and they go around helping people who may have gotten hurt, and if they can intervene and help that person out some way, they do. And then actually they become an integral part in the third film with protecting the senator. So I see a situation where you have a lot more people helping others, protecting people from danger. May have some people actually going out to hunt those who are doing wrongdoings. And so I gotta say that out of the four films, I'm not watching the fourth film. I read about it. I saw the trailers, and no, I am not watching this. The first three films, I would rank it as number two as number one. number 3 right after that, and then the first film. That's how I rate the 3 films in the first in the Purge collection. But tell me what you think. Did you guys Did you guys see this film? Any of these movies? What did you think? Think it was a bunch of BS? Did you think it was interesting? Did you like the guns that they had in the movies? I gotta say that Leo Barnes is his crank off AK. He had as a as a kind of like it was an SBR, but it looked pretty nice. I'm not that big of into AKs, but I gotta say that the AK he had in the film was pretty cool. Um, and he kind of and in part 3 he kind of reminded me of like Max Payne, because one thing he always uses was he used the Beretta a lot, but his demeanor and just a lot of the action remind me of that. Also the Punisher, he had a good hints of the Punisher in his fighting style. But yeah, that's why I just come out and do this video, have a little fun with my gear. Hope you guys like it. Um, Share your thoughts, make a video response, or show off your costume. Any gripes, complaints, send me a PM. I see what I do to address them. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, to look for the Give Up That Cheese button in the top right hand corner on my homepage, and you can make a PayPal donation